You guys have had a lot of celebrations lately. I know you don't want to make it just about you, but what was that moment? I assume there was a nice moment in the locker room too to celebrate you becoming the all-time franchise leader in victories. Yeah, it was a great moment. Being awarded the game ball by the Adams family. It was really beautiful. To sort of be honored by their presence, and obviously Al Attles is Mr. Warrior forever, and the record. It's kind of surreal to even think that this could happen, but as I said earlier, it's a reflection of our organizational strength and stability and the talent level over the last 11 years since I've been here. So I'm incredibly lucky to be part of this organization and part of this city, and very humbled by the honor because of Al's greatness and what he means to the franchise. But I will definitely enjoy the evening and the memory and being with his family especially.
How much did it mean to you to see Phil Jackson flash up on the Jumbotron? That
was pretty cool. Phil, one of my mentors, the basketball education and coaching education I received from him and Tex Winter, I think about them literally every day. We do drill work and practice that we've been doing for 11 years that goes straight back to my days in Chicago. Our offense, a lot of it is based on the triangle. Watching Phil over the years, handle players and the relationships he built with them, pretty special to see him, offer those congratulations. That was very moving for me.
Look at J.D. McCulley getting in that locker room for the team photo there for Steve Kerr's record-breaking win. Wilhelmina, Al Attles' wife, in the locker room, presented Steve Kerr with the game ball that broke Al Attles' regular season coaching wins record. That's a great photo right there. Yeah. Great touch by the Attles family. And, of course, we miss Al Attles as he may rest in peace. We lost him last summer, Monty, and you know him very, very well, as he spent over 60 years with the organization. Player, coach, executive, consultant, ambassador, you name it. Al Attles was Mr. Warrior, the destroyer. So it's good. It's a good touch right there to see Wilhelmina in that locker room giving Steve Kerr the game ball.
The Attles family is just one of the best, man. And Al is not just double Hall of Famer. He's not just Mr. Warrior. He's NBA royalty. And when he got that championship in 1975, you may recall. They were major underdogs. Yep. They weren't supposed to win that series at all. They weren't supposed to be in that series.
And what they do?
They pulled out the broom.
Sweep. All you have to do is call Rick Barry. He'll tell us all about
it. They pulled out the broom. Yep. No, that Rick Barry, he's prone to hyperbole. But
he's correct.
That NBA Finals is probably the biggest upset in NBA Finals history. Because they were underdogs all the way, and to be the underdog and not just win it, but to sweep. You know what Al Attles did too in that time? Played 10 and 11 guys. What's an 8-man rotation? He was going 10 and 11 deep. Rick Barry was the star, but he had a bunch of young guys, a bunch of guys that could guard multiple positions. And you look at the history of that team, man. You saw Phil Smith, a baller. Young Jamal Wilkes, a baller. Yep. Yes, so he had some nice young players. These are all kids at the time, but that's a team that got it done the hard way. They played hard, and that's why they only played 25, 30 minutes each, because they knew, give it all you got while you're out there, and then we're going to bring in somebody else.
When you talk about strength in numbers, I think that team has laid the blueprint for what the Warriors later became. You have something to look forward to when you look up in the stands and you see a banner. Yep. I think that's what everybody who's on the team now, they see. When they look up, they see the 74-75 banner, they see the 14-15, they see the 17-18. When you see those standards being set, then you have something to look forward to as a player, and you feel like you have a chance. And so right now, the Warriors have said, and Draymond has said, this team has championship aspirations. They're playing like it, and congratulations to Steve Kerr for reaching yet another milestone.
For a long time, all we saw was that 74-75 banner. Joe Lacob bought the team, said, hey, we're going to hang a banner next to it. And we all thought, really?
Yeah, we've heard this
Warriors?
before.
Well, they've hung 4 next to that championship banner there. So shout out to Al Attles, Steve Kerr. Congratulations on this milestone victory, man. Well deserved for Steve.
Moses Moody. You guys have a 7-game win streak, the longest of the season. I know it's a simple question, but what does that mean to you?
We rolling, so we got to keep rolling. Things working, things going good, not getting complacent, staying hungry and going to get them.
This game was tough. It was close all the way to the finish. What helped you guys persevere?
A lot of our games been tough. Detroit was tough. Just playing that's one of the themes that we've had this year that I like. That's the best kind of basketball. The gritty games, come all the way down to the end, get a fan something to watch, and coming out with the win. That's fun.
These are the games that get you guys ready for playoffs, you think?
Most definitely. We just building our relationship, getting better. And then just those crunch time moments and being able to be in those moments with the team that we have that's what's going to get us ready.
There's an absolutely wild stat that the Warriors are 18-1 when you are a starter. That's for this season. You've heard about that, yes?
Yes, I did. I knew about it when it was like 10, but I won't be on Instagram. I ain't kept up with it.
As you think about that and your role and what you're doing to impact winning, your rookie season, or as you projected what you wanted for your career, could you envision this?
Yeah, this is a trajectory that you always imagine, being on the floor in those crunch time moments. That's the way I've always played. So being able to do that at the highest level is fun.
Finally, what did you think of Draymond dropping a night-night tonight?
Nah, that's what we say in the locker room. Draymond do the nightmare. It's cool. That's something obviously started with Steph, but passing it on, moving around, the whole team sending them home. So, yeah.
Thank you, and congratulations.
No problem.
I love Moses Moody, man. When Draymond does a night-night, it's not a night-night, it's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare for other teams. And Draymond's the one doing it. I mean, that was a big game from Draymond, but what Moses said was really true. This is a game that you can hang your head on because it really doesn't matter. The goal is to stack wins at this point in the season. The Warriors are trying to climb their way up the standings. This is not an easy game or a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination.
Think about this, Fezzi. Not to cut you off. There were 63 combined points in the first quarter. 63, 32, 31. We're thinking, wow, high-level basketball game. We're going to get something in the 120s.
And then?
Nobody scored more than 22 and a quarter the rest of the way. Yep. Knicks, 19, 22, 22. Warriors, 22, 21, 22. Defense. I'll give them defense. It was great. It's a bad shot, There was a lit up in the basket.
The Warriors were, when you can win a game when you were outshot, the Warriors were outshot from 3 and everywhere else, and also out-rebounded, and they still won the game. So how do you do that? You cut down your turnovers, don't give them anything easy, and you get to the line a few times. And also, I think what the Warriors did is, I think at some point, they knew they could what they had to do to win this game, and they knew they needed contributions from everybody who got on the court there. Guy Santos getting 7 rebounds, and starting a game. I mean, I don't know how long he knew he was going to start, but that was a little bit of a surprise, because he hadn't been starting. And then Steph getting 7 rebounds because Steph knows that a game like this, do what it takes. And so it's a hard game, man. It's a hard game.
I mean, they first off, you get outshot percentage-wise, yes, but you hold the New York Knicks to below 100 points. That's one. So you could count the defense on that.
Oh, yeah.
But the other way that you can score when you're not making shots like the Warriors weren't making shots tonight, you run. You get out there in the open court. And the ways that they did, you can show that in the stat report is 13 turnovers for the New York Knicks. The Warriors scored 19 points off of those turnovers. So they were running every time they got the ball on one end. So Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, all those steals, GP2, those were huge for the Warriors on one end. And on the other end, Steph Curry and Moses Moody made huge plays. Huge plays. Steph was carrying the offense in the third quarter. The Warriors scored 21 points. Right. Steph scored 12 of those 21 points. Those are times when you see Steph Curry really unleash himself and get integrated into the offense. But I thought the Warriors did a great job down the stretch. You saw the defense coming into play. You saw Draymond making a big play. You saw Moses Moody. Jonathan Kuminga is another guy who his offensive play is only going to keep getting better as the season goes along.
Can we talk some JK?
Absolutely.
Let's discuss JK's night coming off the bench. First player off the bench for the Golden State Warriors. Thursday night he gets sacked after missing 31 games with the right ankle sprain. He scored 18, 7 to 10 from the floor. Tonight he played physical. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a block shot, no same 20 minutes of action that he had on Thursday night. He looks spry. He looks athletic. He's making plays. He's only going to get better and better as the season progresses here, Monty.
The thing I like the most about all those stats is the 5 assists. Because it tells you, he's not just looking for JK. He's finding his teammates And when he finds his teammates, that becomes a more rounded player. You know, you've been looking for that because he, you know, in the past he's had a tendency to kind of go one-on-one at times. And tonight you saw it again. He's like, hey, you know what? This is a team thing. He had 0 turnovers the other night. He had 1 turnover tonight. You're seeing him evolve a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. He's a huge part of this team and will be for the foreseeable future.
The reason why JK can afford to go one-on-one is because his physical ability, that's one of his biggest strengths. He has a quick first step. He can get by anybody in the league, and his temptation will be to try to go one-on-one to break the plays. Well, you can do that in certain spots,
right?
But right now he's trying to find his way, because when you're coming off the bench, you got to find a way to keep the offense going.
Right.
Those non-Steph, non-Jimmy Butler minutes, you got to keep the offense going, so you got to use those one-on-one skills, but you got to use that in the flow of the offense. JK tonight was doing a great job facilitating. That's another dimension to his game and to his offense as the team goes on. This is still the second game back. He was out for a while, right? So
2 months.
JK, he's out for 2 months. So his second game back, he comes back into offense and he's trying to find guys on the floor. You can see JK keep getting better, but you're going to see him on the floor with Steph Curry, and that chemistry is going to keep getting better as the season goes along.
Monty makes a great point. Shot selection. Only attempted a 3 against Sacramento. Tonight, no 3-pointers, and he got to the free throw line 6 times like he did Thursday night against the Sacramento Kings. So let's go flying above the rim. Courtesy of OAK.
Who is it?
Eric Congo's a part of it. He's a part of it.
To Air Oakland.
Or is that what we're calling him? Young Glove?
Or Mask of Zero.
That's a beautiful alley-oop to GP2 right there, running the floor there. One of
JK wasn't throwing those a year ago. He was not throwing those.
No, he is now, baby.
Yes.
He looks like a whole new dude.
Look at JK with the ball, running the lanes right there with the ball, and looking up, looking for the next guy open. See, this is the evolution of his game. That's where the Warriors are going to get scary. If you have Steph and Jimmy Butler clicking on the starting rotation, and then you bring JK off the bench, you know what that reminds me of is the 2014-15 team, right? Because you used to have guys like Andre Iguodala come into the game off the bench, and teams were like, we were just dealing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Now we got to deal with this guy coming off the bench too. You got Mo Space coming in. You got Leandro Barbosa, and all these guys were offensive-minded players, but also Andre and Sean Livingston were also defensive-minded players as well. So these are the type of things that the dynamics that the Warriors are building, and they're still in the process right now.
No, this is scary with JK, Quentin Post, Buddy Hield, GP2 coming off the bench, not to mention Kevon Looney. Warriors are rolling right now as we take a look at the team stat comparison. And look, it was an ugly game. Both teams didn't score 100. This was a throwback game for all you young kids out there. No, it wasn't 120 to 115. 97-94. Warriors shoot under 40%, just 31.7% from the three-point line, but they find a way. 7 steals, 25 assists, and they kept the turnovers down. And also,